Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Skokie Plan Commission meeting for June 7th, 2018. The first order of business is to ratify the minutes from the last meeting. Do I have a motion, Scott? Lactice? All in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, minutes have been approved. We have three cases that are related tonight. Cases 2018-17, -18P, -19P. First case is a subdivision at 9101, 90 through 9323, and 9331 Skokie Boulevard. Let's go through the subdivision. After that, we can do the special use and the site plan approval together. How's that? Petitioner?
Swear me in.
Come up to just your name and your address and your relationship to the petitioner.
Mitch Goltz. I am owner of GW Properties, address 2211 North Elston, Suite 304, Chicago, Illinois.
Okay, I'm sorry. Your name again?
Mitch Goltz.
Mitch?
Yeah.
Mitch.
Mitch.
Mitch, with an N.
Not a Mitch. Mitch.
Mitch. Oh, Mitch.
Yeah.
Thank you. I had a long day. I'm sorry. Sorry, raise your hand. Do you firmly testify that the truth you give tonight is the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you?
Yep.
Thank you very much. Councilors, the notice and order for three cases?
Notice is proper and correct for all three.
Thank you very much. Okay, Mitch, would you proceed?
So, I'm here before you guys today. My company, we currently own the building just north of the subject property that the former Duxler Auto, which Sprint cell phone company has recently opened. We are the contract purchaser to acquire the Shell station on the hard corner to merge into our development, and we are proposing a new Wendy's restaurant on the corner, which would become part of the larger project, which would entail the 6,000 square foot retail building and the Wendy's restaurant. So we're here for you guys today to do a consolidation subdivision of the two properties into one project, the site plan approval for the overall plan, and then the special use naturally for the drive-through for the Wendy's. So we're excited to kind of close off what was ultimately the vision for our project. I think the village wanted this all developed at one point as a whole, but we're a little late to the party for the first part, but we like to close out the project and the corner. It's an important corner in the community, very visible corner. So we think this will be a good addition to our project. Will enhance the visibility of our existing retail building, and will be a nice addition to the vibrant retail corridor over here. So the plan is pretty straightforward as far as what you're seeing. We're going to be closing off a couple curb cuts as part of the project. Right now, the Shell station has, I believe, 4 curb cuts, 2 on Skokie and 2 on Grosse Point. We are closing all of them off and utilizing the access points that exist today on our project at the former Duxler building. So we have a couple variances here for landscaping along Grosse Point, and we're doing a plat of dedication for some land along Skokie Boulevard to widen the sidewalk and create a little bit of a buffer there with light poles. But I read the recommendation from the staff, and I can tell you overall we're in agreement with making the changes or accommodations that are suggested. I have representatives here from Wendy's in case any specific questions arise on their facility and operations, but we're excited to do this, and want to get started yesterday. So happy to answer any questions.
So you will not be the operator of the Wendy's?
No, I would be the landowner,
Okay.
not operating.
Okay. Any questions of the petitioner? Yes.
I think this goes to the subdivision, not to the Wendy's, right? Anything?
Anything.
I-
I'm sorry. We'll combine
It's
it.
a driveway question. I thought in the village, and maybe this will be a village question also, that we tried to unify parking lots as much as possible and allow for cross-traffic to roll through. Culver's Jewel, Bank of America, Bank of America Chick-fil-A. Why are we closing off the access, it seems, from the former Duxler property to the,
We're not, it's all crossed.
show me where it crosses, I'm sorry, I missed it.
You know, we're closing off we're closing off the curb.
There's a pointer there if you want to,
Yeah,
right, the one box there, the laser pointer.
I see the curb cut at the far north end of the Wendy's property, but I don't see how those cars get to the Duxler
Yeah, Mitch,
site.
I think you're misunderstanding the question.
Okay.
I know what you're asking,
Thank you.
but
Peter, maybe it's a question for the village. We, I think, have always had this position that we want traffic to cross-cut in parking lots as opposed to creating the in and out the traffic would have to do, going from Sprint to Wendy's.
so this is the existing site. There was never any cross connection between the Duxler and the property to the north. And there was never any connection between the Shell station and the Duxler. And so they had all these different drives here. I think there were some drives here too.
Yeah, there's two.
And so, so there were quite a few that were closed down. There is total connection between these two properties now. And-
Oh, yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, that's,
Go back to that drawing for a moment. I do not see the,
So you're coming in from the
Yes.
Duxler Drive here,
yes,
and you can park along the multi-unit property here,
I know.
which is the old Duxler building.
oh, that, I'm sorry, that driveway is the Duxler building.
yeah, that's all.
I'm
this is all-
sorry.
I own all of it. I mean, I
You're
have-
right, Peter, it wasn't my question. I misunderstood the drawing. So that's.
No, no, yeah, so it's all, I mean, we'd,
I got the building is there, the parking is lateral to the building and also.
yeah, this would all be one. So I own the building, really I mean, we own, this we already own and have developed.
I thought that was
The
parking
gas,
for this.
yeah, no, the gas station that we're currently purchasing is basically just this. So it's a very small site. I mean, we would be the only person, we'd be the only development of this nature because the site on its own, I would have no issue saying is undevelopable with standards, so.
I withdraw my question.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Perfectly good use
Yeah.
of the combined site.
So, that, I think, sums up the project.
Any other questions of the petitioner?
I have another question.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
Why only 10 cars in the stack lanes? It seems as though other fast food that have come to us recently, Culver's and Chick-fil-A in particular, have wanted many more.
Chick-fil-A we've done Chick-fil-A's, those are kind of, them and Portillo's are their own beasts that want considerably more than anybody. I mean, the stacking that we have here is more than many Wendy's, and they just don't have the volume of customers that those have. I mean, it's, so this is met, you know, we had the traffic study, this meets Wendy's code, the operator's code. I mean, it just doesn't get.
10 is adequate.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I think 8 or 9 is probably more common, but we have 10, so, yeah.
And I'm picturing this similar to the McDonald's, which put in the double drive-through on Dempster. When they back up, which they sometimes do, beyond their turn, they still have adequate space for cars to go around.
Right, there's
If this
a
were
pass-through.
if this were to go beyond the 10-car stack and start wrapping back on itself to the north in that line, would that,
Well, we have an 18, it's a one-way drive now, we've been proposing an 18-foot drive, which is enough for, 2 cars, for a car to be backing out and to pass through, but making it one way, that's not gonna get the type of traffic that it would if you had cars going both directions. And so,
Okay.
10 cars, and frankly, the Wendy's, I mean, just, I don't know, the operation guy, I guess could speak to it more, but it just doesn't get backed up like some other venues,
okay.
so. Now, if you had a drive-through, you'd probably want more than 10, so.
What are the hours of operation for the Wendy's? I need you to come up. And I don't know you're going to give testimony, so I'll need your name and address for the record, and I'll swear you in.
Okay. Bonnie Simon, 107 Oakton Street in McHenry, Illinois.
Okay, right hand. Do you affirm that the testimony you give tonight is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Okay, so you're going to tell us about the hours of operation.
Yeah, we generally, we open up at 10 a.m. We will not have breakfast. There are a few that actually the other building that was in Skokie had breakfast for a while. We
You
will
could
not.
speak clearly into the microphone. Thank you.
We will not have breakfast, so we open at 10 a.m. And I would anticipate our drive-through would close at probably 2 a.m. We have some that close at 1, some that close at 2, and even some that close at 3. But I would anticipate this one probably 2 a.m. But some of it kind of depends upon traffic patterns as well.
So you're going from 10 a.m. in the morning to what, 2 a.m.
To
at
2
night?
a.m. We close dining rooms at 10 or
Oh, okay.
11, and then we leave
the
drive-throughs
drive-through.
open for late night.
Okay. Commissioner Quinn?
So is this the second Windies in Skokie?
Well, there is one on Tui.
Tui, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a company-owned facility.
Gotcha.
And that facility used to have breakfast. I don't believe it does currently, but it used to have breakfast.
So I gather this is about location and being where the action is, so to speak, along Skokie Boulevard?
I think it's going to be a great site, actually, yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
know, you're in a cluster of a lot of
Yeah.
Portillo's, Chick-fil-A,
Yes,
Culver's.
Yes.
people.
Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of
Apparently.
activity. So,
Are any of those facilities, well, obviously Portillo's not open till 2 a.m. Chick-fil-A, any of those?
Chick-fil-A, no, generally
No.
they're.
So you got a market after 10 o'clock?
We do. We actually do quite a business
Okay.
during late night. Yeah, and I mean, location, it's very dependent on location in some situations, but there is quite a business in there at late night. So, yeah, and it's all drive-through.
Oh.
Actually, your question about the car stack, Culver's typically has a much longer service time need because they do a lot, very much to order at that time, so they require a lot more service, kind of a stack. We generally, a 10-car stack is actually pretty good for us. I mean, in a lot of cases, we wouldn't have a 10-car stack. We look for a stack from the window to the menu board of generally 4 to 5, and then behind that, a 5-car stack behind that would be
Do
great.
you have a waiting area for customers who, let's say, have a large order or a peculiar order and you can't fill it right away and you have them pull off to the side?
We don't. We typically, and I should say this, obviously there's always exceptions, but we typically do not pull cars forward. We typically will hold them. And our goal, we have service goals that obviously we try to achieve. I love to say that happens 100% of the time, but I couldn't tell you that and stick to my swearing at the truth. But, we don't pull cars forward generally unless there's something that's very unique to it, and then we'll pull them right into a parking place and
So
run
you
it out.
seem pretty experienced with the Wendy's. This is,
I've been with Wendy's for 33 years.
okay.
So, yeah. I spent about 32 years with the company operation. I came over with Hammer about 1.5 years ago. So I run their market here in Chicago.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Any questions of the petitioner? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you have anything further to add?
No, I
Okay.
think it's,
Any questions of the permit procedure and things like that? You've done
no, I
all
was,
that.
did Jack's last year, so
Okay.
we're good.
All right. At this point,
Question.
go ahead, Commissioner Paradise.
In the staff report, in the second section of the staff report, the report refers to your operation as a limited service restaurant. Could you put that into a few words for me and tell me what a limited service restaurant is?
I think that by
I
definition,
should maybe ask someone from staff.
oh,
I don't know.
yeah, well,
Well, limited service restaurant is what we would typically think of as a fast food restaurant. There are no table service, there's no, tablecloths, knives, forks. You would just go up to a menu board and order. There's no menus, things like that. So it's fast food, and we call it limited service.
Thanks for clarifying that.
Thank you.
for me. Thank you.
Okay, well, at this time, if you step down, I'll have Pete present the staff report
okay,
to the commission. Thank you.
thank you.
I just ask that all 3 reports be entered into the record as
Yes.
is. And
So granted.
I really don't have much to add for any of them. Staff went reviewed this several times through our preliminary plan review process, and as a result, everything has been worked out. There's only one area of relief, basically. It's substandard landscape setback, and we allow down to 4 feet, and it's actually 5 feet, so it's adequate. It's well landscaped, it's well laid out. As to the stacking on the Tui one, it's probably one of their busiest Windies in the whole Chicago area. I don't know if it's still the case, but that whole building had to be rebuilt and turned around to give it extra stacking. I don't think this is going to be the case here, but that definitely was an issue. It used to back up onto Tui, and after it was rebuilt, then that problem was taken care of. But everything else on this one looks like it'll work well. The parking for the building to the north, the multi-tenant building, has been rearranged to make it work. Originally, it's on, parking spaces are on the south side. They're moved to the north side. Right now, it's a temporary situation, and so the building to the north will be in operation while the Windies is under construction, and then when it's nearing finishing of that construction, then the parking will be flipped and changes will be made, and the whole site will be completed. So there's a temporary plan that's already in place, and then the permanent plan will be implemented.
Any questions of staff?
There are 2 waste paper baskets,
The-
one at the door, one at the drive-through.
I was gonna commend you on having that in here, thank you. And the 4-hour requirement.
That's right.
Something that eludes me here. Do you have any set-aside spaces for like outdoor dining?
No, there is not.
They're not
Originally-
proposing outdoor dining there?
No, because the freezer's on the north side, and there's really no room. And the entrance is over here on the south, so there really is no place for outdoor dining.
Okay. No other questions? Thanks, Pete.
None? Go.
Mitch, want to come back up again, please? Pardon me if I just call you Mitch.
Yeah, no problem. Better than Mitch.
So you've heard the staff report and you've listened to some of our comments. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, I think
Okay.
it's pretty good.
Okay, very good. Okay, at this point, I'll open up the floor to anyone in the audience who has a question or a comment on this case. Is there anyone?
He's the
wishing to-
petitioner too, so.
No,
yeah.
he can come up and say whatever he wants. Is there anybody?
Chicken sandwiches.
Yeah, okay. All right. Seeing none, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I am open for a motion on case 2018-17P, the subdivision.
So moved as presented.
So moved as presented.
I'll second it.
And second by the 2 Bermans. Okay.
We are
Troublemakers, yeah.
pushing my cousin over.
All right. Okay. Call for the vote. Commissioner Mitchell is absent. Commissioner Quinn.
Aye.
Commissioner Scott Berman.
Aye.
Commissioner Velages is absent. Commissioner Paradise.
Aye.
Commissioner Lexpati.
Aye.
Commissioner Jeff Berman.
Aye.
Commissioner Matei.
Aye.
And I'll vote aye. And case 2018-18P, the site plan approval. We have a motion. Motion by Commissioner Lexpati. Commissioner Scott Berman, thank you. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. No further discussions on the site plan? Okay, the call for the vote. Commissioner DeQuain?
Aye.
Commissioner Scott Berman?
Aye.
Commissioner Paradise?
Aye.
Commissioner Lexpati?
Aye.
Commissioner Jeff Berman?
Aye.
Commissioner Matei?
Aye.
And I'll vote aye. In the special use for the drive-through at the fast food restaurant, do I have a motion? Commissioner Scott Berman, do I have a motion?
Second.
Commissioner Paradise, I'll take his second. Okay, this is as presented by staff.
Correct.
Thank you. Call for the vote. Commissioner Quinn,
Aye.
Commissioner Scott Berman,
Aye.
Commissioner Paradise,
Aye.
Commissioner Lexpati,
Aye.
Commissioner Jeff Berman,
Aye.
Commissioner Matei,
Aye.
and I'll vote aye. Motion passes. Now, these cases still have to go before the Board of Trustees. They will have the final vote on these three cases, and they meet on the first and third Mondays of every month. I am not sure when these cases will go before the board, but I'm sure you'll all be notified forthwith.
First and third
Mondays, yes, of every month. But Pete's office will advise you, or, let you know when the meeting will, or when this cases go before the meeting. Okay? Any other business before the board? Seeing none, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much, and welcome to Skokie, and thank you for picking Skokie.